This year's Best Supporting Actress nominees are diverse. We have 2 Black women, 1 Latina woman, and 2 white women. But one of them is English and the other is over 60 years old and represents the LGBTQ community too. I think that's quite a good mix of representation and diversity. Moreover, all 5 women have worked on some great movies and have made a huge impact in the capacity of a supporting role. The more women filmmakers there are, naturally, the more quality female characters are represented. It's not exclusive, but it helps. Women know women better, and it definitely feels like more diverse and inclusive stories are being made. And furthermore, more women filmmakers are being celebrated. 3 out of the 10 Best Picture Oscar nominees are directed by women, which is a record. And I look forward to this year's Oscars. It has been a really exciting year for film. Oppenheimer is nominated for 13 Academy Awards. Emily Blunt's Best Supporting Actress nomination is included. I doubt she will win despite her great performance, but I think this movie will win in many categories, including Best Actor for Murphy. There is a more deserving actress in this category who I think deserves to win more, and I will divulge later on in this video. Oppenheimer has a top-tier ensemble cast. It is directed by Christopher Nolan, of course. Who would doubt that he would cast the best of the best, especially Murphy, who is a regular collaborator with Nolan. The screenplay is adapted from Kai Bird and Martin J. Sherwin's book, American Prometheus, grossing over $960 million in the box office and therefore becoming the 3rd highest grossing film of 2023. Oppenheimer is a hefty movie in production value, meaning and impact. An amazing score by Ludwig Göransson. I love the theme of time and the ticking effect, and spectacular cinematography by Hoyte van Hoytema. Oppenheimer envelops the viewer. Oppenheimer and its fellow Oscar-nominated film Barbie took hand in hand over the cinemas and audiences, with their obvious opposing powers making it a media sensation. Many people would double feature the movies, seeing both back to back. In Oppenheimer, we follow the rise to notoriety of J. Robert Oppenheimer from his youthful years up until the Manhattan Project that he collaborates on with a group of scientists. Emily Blunt plays Catherine, Kitty Oppenheimer, his desperate, troubled, and intelligent wife. Emily Blunt is riveting in this role. She is so tense and complex, sort of an anchor to Oppenheimer, a voice of reason, a confidant, who simultaneously feels trapped in her role of a wife and mother, something we see she struggles with. And because of her rocky relationship with Oppenheimer's infidelity and the tension of being a housewife, she resorts to alcohol as a means of escape. You can tell that life is getting sucked out of the 2 people, Oppenheimer and Kitty. There is not much vitality in their eyes. Their skin is sallow, their bodies are pale and dry, both with these big blue eyes, frail frame that no makeup or 1940s glamour can hide, shows how stress and worry can wear you down. I love the duality of stubbornness and maddening restlessness paired with her weakness and desire to have a voice in Kitty. Blunt's voice and tone is amazing. She holds a lot of power on screen. Cillian as Oppenheimer has power in his actions and creations, but he as a person is more gentle, introverted, and internal. But Kitty is explosive, outspoken, and is not shy at all. It's an intriguing dynamic to see on screen. Amazing dialogue, amazing cast and visual. The movie is art. Unfortunately, Blunt has not been a strong contender of winning many major awards compared to other actresses. It is impressive that with such a great ensemble cast, the main cast gets to have their own character arc. Whether it is Margot Robbie's Barbie, Ryan Gosling's Ken, Ariana Greenblatt's Sasha, or America Ferrera's Gloria, Each and every one of them gets their own storyline, which is powerful and meaningful. America Ferrera plays Gloria, a receptionist at Mattel headquarters, a single mother, a Latina, and simply a woman living in LA trying to build the best life for her and her daughter while still having dreams and desires that she wishes were fulfilled. She is representative of many women who still have that little girl inside of them that is naive to the hardships of living in a patriarchal world. The fact of the matter, we do. No matter how much change has been happening, the system of patriarchy is still interwoven everywhere in women's lives. Greta Gerwig not only directed but co-wrote Barbie with husband/filmmaker Noah Baumbach. Margot Robbie also served as a producer. America Ferrera's highlight in this film, which is essentially the reason she is nominated for an Oscar, is her monologue about the pressures and standards women are used to having and being expected of. I love the movie Barbie. I think it is inspiring for all women of all ages and backgrounds. The playful, hyper-girly visual paired with real-life lessons and ideas is a very fun combination. And I think this role is a milestone for America Ferrera, whose monologue in the film captures the mood of all women worldwide. It also acknowledges her long-lasting career as a Latina, who has broken stereotypes of what women in film should represent. Although Ferrera has been in the film industry for over 20 years and is mostly known for her role in Ugly Betty, which she won a Golden Globe and an Emmy for, to name a few, it has been a long time since for Ferrera to be mainstream. Ferrera was bestowed her See Her Award at the Critics' Choice Awards this year for not only her defining role as Gloria in Barbie, but her previous work in film, pushing boundaries of female representation and representation of Latina women. The award is a special recognition that honors a woman who advocates for gender equality, portrays characters with authenticity, defies stereotypes, and pushes boundaries. She hit the nail on the head by saying in her acceptance speech, "Women's stories have no difficulty achieving cinematic greatness and box office history at the same time." Barbie is the highest grossing film of 2023, almost reaching $1.5 billion in box office. Women are amazing and beautiful, strong and smart. I think this movie is an ode to women of all backgrounds and that they should be celebrated at any stage in their life. Contrary to some people's opinions, it does not go against men, but rather the negative effects of patriarchy. It celebrates what makes women so special. Barbie is nominated for 8 overall Oscars, and I find it very strange that Margot Robbie was not nominated for Best Actress, yet Ryan Gosling was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I don't think both actors deserve Oscars this time, but still, it's about Barbie, so nominate the woman that plays Barbie. But this movie will definitely win more than one Oscar, even if Ferrera doesn't. Danielle Brooks is the youngest nominee out of the 5. At 34 years old, she has showed not only her acting, but also dancing and singing talent in The Color Purple. Based on Alice Walker's novel of the same name, and later the stage musical of the same name, The Color Purple is a feature musical film directed by Blitz Bazawule and screenplay by Marcus Gardley. It is the second feature film adaptation after the 1985 version. The movie is produced by Oprah Winfrey, Steven Spielberg, Scott Sanders, and Quincy Jones. Inevitably, with such talented and powerful people behind the making of this movie, it is bound to be epic and immersive. We are exposed to the tumultuous lives of different African American people, more specifically African American women growing up in the American South from 1909 to 1947. The central ideas are racism, abuse, survival, trauma, motherhood, sisterhood, and self-discovery. The movie is so intense, so powerful. The juxtaposition of very vibrant visuals and exuberant songs intertwined with dark themes of suffering is effective. Danielle Brooks, amid other fabulous cast members like Taraji P. Henson, Fantasia Barrino, and Coleman Domingo, to name a few, holds her own as a force to be reckoned with on screen as her character of Sophia. Unlike Taraji and Fantasia's characters, she is a boss woman. She commands what she wants and goes after what she wants. In a racist, segregated America, she is unafraid to be outspoken. Although she faces the repercussions very seriously in the film, she truly helps the lead character of Celie, played by Fantasia, to not be weak and to not follow men's orders. Sophia is sassy, assertive, confident, and is just a tornado amongst the other women who are so scared and put down by men. But oh no, Sophia won't let that happen to her. Danielle Brooks actually played Sophia in her Broadway debut in 2015's rendition of The Color Purple, so this character is very deep-rooted in her identity. She is my favorite character in the film. One thing I find highly problematic is the notion of forgiveness. The movie ends on a good moment between all of the characters, good and bad. They reunite, rejoice, and those that were hurt forgive those that made them hurt. Why did the women forgive Coleman Domingo's character? He is a monster, abusive in every way possible to our leading women. He is so problematic. He should have paid the price much stronger. Yes, everyone heals and finds happiness in the end. But truthfully, the way he treated specifically Celie throughout 90% of the movie is deplorable. From her early teenage years, way into her 40s, I suppose if not older, he was ruining her life. I don't like that this movie teaches people, specifically women, to forgive and let the bad person back into their life after all the suffering they caused them. Celie and everyone he hurt should have kicked him to the curb once and for all. Whoopi Goldberg, who starred in the original film adaptation in 1985, actually makes a small cameo as a midwife in the film. Whoopi is a Best Supporting Actress winner. All of the characters have a moment to shine, with a highlight song and also in unison during ensemble numbers. Very catchy songs, powerful voices, and intimate choreography. Unfortunately, however, the movie is a box office bomb as it only grossed $67 million against a $100 million budget. I noticed that this movie was not marketed much. Nobody discussed it or promoted it on social media compared to the other Oscar-nominated films, which is very disappointing. But Danielle Brooks, nonetheless, is very deserving of recognition, so I am happy that somebody not so widely known gets to shine in a Hollywood project. Danielle has been in film for only 10 years and has done more TV work, and this Oscar nomination is the only one for the movie. Everybody knows Jodie Foster. She is a two-time Best Actress Oscar winner, a successful filmmaker, and somebody who has stayed true to her art since childhood. A natural-born star who, even after all of these years, still has the same energy and passion and work ethic to make big Hollywood movies. I've made a video about her life and success in the film industry in a separate video that you can check out. She won her first Best Actress Oscar in 1989 for her role in The Accused, and her second in 1992 for her role in Silence of the Lambs. This year, she is nominated for the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for her role as a real-life athlete, trainer, and businesswoman, Bonnie Stoll, who was the trusted ex-partner turned coach and moral support to Diana Nyad, a long-distance swimmer who was portrayed by Annette Bening in Nyad, a biopic directed by Elizabeth Chai Vasarely and Jimmy Chin. In the movie Nyad, we follow the road to success of Diana, of breaking the record of swimming non-stop without physical assistance from Cuba to Florida. The swim that lasted for over 50 hours would not have been possible without the training, assistance, mental strength, and resilience that Diana had without Bonnie. After 4 failed attempts, the first being 30 years prior, Diana makes it to the finish line with Bonnie standing at the shore to embrace and congratulate her, with the crowd cheering on. This two-hander shows the close platonic relationship of Bonnie and Diana. Although in their 60s, the women they play and the actresses themselves show that no matter how old you are, you can go after your dreams, set goals and work towards them. It is never too late. One can overcome many things, even physical pain, if your mind is strong. That drive, that fire within can be reignited, and with the right support from close people, one can make great achievements. All it takes is plunging headfirst into the deep end. No pun intended. Annette Bening is nominated for the Best Leading Actress Oscar. Both women's nominations are the only nominations for the Oscars. You can watch my mention of Annette's nomination in my previous video reviewing all the Best Actress Oscar nominees for this year. The movie is visually striking. The swimming and underwater scenes are beautiful, but it feels like a generic Road to Triumph movie. Compared to the more elaborate, complex, and emotionally charged movies in this list, this movie falls short of the emotional journey. Like many sports movies, biopics, or road to redemption plots, Nyad follows that template. Think Creed, I, Tonya, or $1 Million Baby, but even those movies are more gritty, emotionally charged, and explosive. Jodie Foster is a great foil to Annette Bening, but in terms of performance, she doesn't do enough for it to warrant her an Oscar win. There wasn't a moment or a scene where I was like, wow, that is something spectacular for Jodie. There are far more powerful, resounding, and iconic performances made by other nominees that feel more memorable. Jodie Foster has already won 2 Oscars, so I highly doubt she stands a chance. I saved the best for last. Comment on this video if you agree. Davinejoyrandolph deserves to win the Best Supporting Actress Oscar this year. The Holdovers is directed by Alexander Payne and set in 1970s New England boys' boarding school, Barton. Here, a trio of unlikely individuals finds themselves living together on campus during Christmas break. Without family to rejoice with, they become sort of a family. I absolutely love the camaraderie between Mary Lamb, the in-house cook played by Randolph, Angus Tully, the only student held over because his mum ditched him for her new husband to spend time with for the Christmas break, played by Dominic Sessa, and Paul Hunnam, an odd, lazy-eyed yet witty teacher played by Paul Giamatti. We see each character's internal world unraveling as the plot progresses, and their relationships to one another grows closer. What they have been dealing with quietly comes to the forefront, their past and present. And all three are there for each other. Strangers, yet a sense of comfortability and warmth exudes towards the finale between them. It is a humanistic study. It is a drama, a quiet building of tension, sprinkled with humor, which makes the flow so endearing. Davine plays a woman skirting her 40s and grieving quietly until she cannot contain the pain any longer of the death of her 19-year-old son who was killed in the Vietnam War. In a way, she becomes the mum to Angus and Paul the father. We even witness the attitude of being responsible and caring to the teenage boy who has a lot of family problems himself, but she brings that maternal energy. Davine has so much charisma on screen. She can be loud and dramatic, or funny through small expressions and voice, or more serene and observing. It's natural nonetheless, and therefore wins the audience. Ultimately, despite going through a tough time of grief, loneliness, and alcohol problems, Mary Lamb finds solace through Paul and Angus, but also through family that lives in nearby Boston. I'm so happy she found comfort at the end. In fact, it was touching to see all three, because of this interesting and unorthodox Christmas break adventure, taking a path in life that is better for them. This was a transitional moment in life for all of them. A new chapter shall begin. The Holdovers is a feel-good movie. It has this timeless essence, Aesthetically, it transports us back to a cold New England suburbia and 70s style Boston. But also the themes of vulnerability, grief, longing for genuine human connection, and moving on from whatever hardships life has thrown at you is relevant to many. Such a beautiful film with perfect performances. Davine Joy Randolph has already won the Best Supporting Actress, Golden Globe, and BAFTA. The Holdovers is nominated for 5 Oscars. Paul Giamatti is nominated for Best Actor. Dominic Sessa, in his film debut, is so talented and so good. I feel like he should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I would prefer Davine Joy Randolph to win the Best Supporting Actress Oscar and Emily Blunt as a runner-up. I doubt Paul Giamatti will win Best Actor and Cillian Murphy will win instead, so I'm not confident Blunt will win. Surely Oppenheimer can't win all 13 nominations. It's not fair. I think all of the actresses' nominations are well deserved, but I don't think Jodie Foster had to be nominated though, and should have been replaced by Penelope Cruz in Ferrera. She is incredible in that movie. She really steals the spotlight from Adam Driver. The Oscars are fast approaching, March 10th, so comment below who you think should win the Best Supporting Actress Oscar. And if you haven't already, please make sure to watch my video on the Best Leading Actress Oscar nominations.